Hey guys, how's it going? This is Fox. I'm not sure what week it is anymore, but this is my post for the research paper. Just because my citations have a lot of information in them, to make it easier, I'm just going to display my screen instead of taking a video like normal. But to get right into it, for my research project, I plan on picking, or I picked, looking at the connection between lone wolf terrorism and sporting events, and how people have changed the way they do things at certain sporting events because of issues. Specifically, I've looked at the Boston Marathon bombing. That was a pretty big change for the way sporting events and terrorism work. Um, Before that, there was other events like the Olympics in the 90s and everything, but the Boston bombing was a pretty big change for sport security and security at sports. So, uh, my first citation, I just searched Boston Marathon bombing why to try to get a broad selection. I got 67 results, and what I came up with was endgame sports events or symbolic terrorism, lone wolf terrorism. This was written by Spahij and S.M. Ham in 2015. Studies of Conflict and Terrorism, Volume 38, Issue 12, pages 1022 to 1037. Second one I searched was sport event terrorism, also another broad search. That actually turned out 1,352 results. And the article I picked was Surveillance, Security, and Sports Mega Events. Um, Toward a research agenda on the organization of security networks. Uh, this was written by C. Wellen in the Surveillance, Security, and Sports Mega Events. Organization of Security Networks, Surveillance in Society, 11.4, page 392 to 404. Third one, I searched, personal security in terrorism. I came up with Encountering the Stranger, Ontological Security, and the Boston Marathon bombing. So Combs, Encountering the Stranger, in Cooperation Conflict, 51, issue 1, pages 126 to 143. Fourth one I picked, I wasn't able to get a citation for this, but I searched changes after Boston bombing. That came up with 1,800 results, and I selected the lessons learned from the Boston Marathon Bombing Victim Services Program. This is a pretty broad article, but it explains a lot of the complete overview of the event and what changed, how victims were treated afterwards, and also how their own lives played out afterwards. And then for the fifth one, I also picked a pretty broad object. I just searched mass violence and victims of crime. That came out with 10,000 results. I just got a general article to get some relative information for what I'm looking at. And that is McCart and Smith and Sawyer, Helping Seek Among Victims of Crime, Review of Empirical Literature, Journal of Traumatic Stress, 23.2, pages 198 to 206. So that's what I got for so far. I'm going to keep reading into it, maybe I'll change some, but hope everyone has a good week.